To NEWSMAX now, I'm John Bachman. Actor Jusse Smollett is out on bail tonight. Earlier today, he turned himself in to Chicago police. Cops charged him with a felony. He's accused of filing a false police report to support his claims that he was involved in a racist and homophobic attack. We now know that attack didn't happen. He appeared in court this afternoon, where his bail was set at $100,000, and he was ordered to surrender his passport. Here's more from Chicago's police superintendent, Eddie Johnson.
Smolett attempted to gain attention by sending a false letter that relied on racial, homophobic, and political language. When that didn't work, Smolett paid $3,500 to stage this attack and drag Chicago's reputation through the mud in the process. And why? This stunt was orchestrated by Smolett because he was dissatisfied with his salary. To make things worse, the accusations within this phony attack received national attention for weeks. Celebrities, news commentators, and even presidential candidates weighed in on something that was choreographed by an actor.
All right, joining us now from Chicago is Reality Check host Charles Butler. Charles, thanks for coming on, and I'm very interested to get your take on this, considering you live in the Windy City. What's going on up there, and what's the reaction today?
Well, the reaction today is that people are saying, well, it looked a little shaky. It was a little suspicious to me. But from day one, John, as you well know, I've said that the guy was lying. I live roughly a block from where Jusse said he was attacked. And also I work a block from where he said he was attacked. I wouldn't go down there at 12 o'clock at noon, let alone 2 o'clock in the morning on one of the coldest nights we've had thus far this year. So none of it made any sense to me from the first time I heard it. And you know, I was on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, we heard, you know, we talked and we heard from the police chief, the superintendent, talking about all the publicity and the celebrity attention that that he received, Jusse Smollett received after the initial claims of this attack came out. One of the things I thought that was most striking about what Eddie Johnson said today was, you know, he had wished that the victims of gun violence in Chicago received as much attention as Jusse Smollett.
Well, I feel the same way. I mean, I've been a victim of crimes that detectives just refuse to follow up on because they're so overwhelmed. And, you know, the crimes committed against me were relatively minor, but they were still crimes committed against me here in Chicago. I like Eddie Johnson. I know him and his spokesman, Anthony Guglielmundi, and they're great people. You know, I think the CPD showed the nation what I've said and continue to say all the time, that we have one of the best police forces in this country. Yeah, we have some bad apples, as Eddie Johnson pointed out, but these cops do a hell of a job protecting us here in this great city, in spite of what's going on the South and West sides, which, you know, we call Chirac. That term was coined on my radio show, Chirac, because I compared more people were being killed here in Chicago than in Iraq, and listeners came up with the term Chirac. So.
Well, I hope Spike Lee gave you credit for it in the movie. I haven't had a chance to see that movie.
No,
well, he should.
Not many people saw the movie. That's why, you know, it was a horrible movie, and he made light of a very, very serious situation.
Yeah, and in a way, this whole case also makes light of a situation in a very grotesque way with Jusse Smollett's what he's alleged, you know, to have done. And one of the reporters at the briefing this morning asked Johnson what justice would look like in this case, and here he is.
Absolute justice would be an apology to this city that he smeared, admitting what he did, and then be man enough to offer what he should offer up in terms of all the resources that were put into this.
That I know between here in the gym, here in the club, here in the courthouse. And I can tell you that everyone's really mad at this guy because he betrayed a trust. As Eddie Johnson started out in his opening statement at his press conference today, he said, "I'm a black man. I know the real issues we have here in Chicago with racism and division." He said, but, you know, this makes light of people who have real issues and real complaints. And it does. And that's why I thought when they talked about this is mega country, Chicago is the home of the Democratic machine. It's not mega country. In fact, I'm
No.
going to start wearing a MAGA hat, John. So we're going to get a lot of attention with that. I'm sure we'll have some viral videos because a black man in a MAGA hat on Michigan Avenue, it's going to cause a little excitement.
All right, while we're talking, we're going to put up some of the details about all the resources that were involved in this police investigation. We'll leave that on the screen, but I also want to talk about President Trump tweeting today. He responded to the whole situation. What about MAGA and the tens of millions of people insulted with your racist and dangerous comments? This is the issue, right? Because people like Jusse Smollett seem to always get the initial attention. But yesterday we were talking about the Covington High School kids and the kid at the van store in Kansas City and that family in Kentucky that had a gun pulled on them, the husband and wife, simply because they had MAGA hats on at a Walmart store.
Right. Well, I've been a Trump supporter since June of 2015 when Trump came here to Chicago, and I talked to Don Jr. And I can tell you that these people are totally out of control. If you say that you support Donald Trump, I mean, it's like this vehement, hateful outlash at folks. And I can say, yesterday I was in my club, and a guy said to me that that Donald Trump is going to lose by landslide. He's going to win by landslide. And I said, by the way, he's going to have a lot of black people voting for him, and that's something Democrats need to are going to have to deal with. Because I can tell you, people that I know, everyone, they love what Donald Trump is doing. They don't care that he's brash and that he's to the point. They said he's getting things done in this country, and that's what we need. And after 8 years of Barack Obama, and we knew Barack Obama here in Chicago, people are glad to have the president in Washington, D.C. And I tell you, there's nothing that I disagree with what the president's done. In fact, we often say, people tease me, they say, well, Donald Trump is the white Charles Butler. And I always get a kick out of that. But it's true. I've always felt that way about trade. I felt that way about immigration. And this is the first president who stepped up and speaking up for the American people. And you talked about those kids in Covington. I wish I had been at the Lincoln Monument. I would not have let those children go through what they experienced. It was outrageous what those black people, those black Israelites or Hebrews or whatever they call themselves, what they did was racist. That
group of folks, they're just hate mongers, those people. And totally. I don't even want to bring up their name anymore. Charles, thank you for your insight and that on the ground report, as it were, from Chicago. Look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Thank you, John.
All right, Charles Butler coming to us live from Chicago. All right, this case has raised a lot of questions. Why would Smolett go to such extremes over a paycheck? Why did he make this into a race and sexuality issue? Many of these questions are also plaguing Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson. Here he is again.
Why would anyone, especially an African-American man, use the symbolism of a noose to make false accusations? How could someone look at the hatred and suffering associated with that symbol and see an opportunity to manipulate that symbol to further his own public profile? How can an individual who's been embraced by the city of Chicago turn around and slap everyone in this city in the face by making these false claims?